Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Jordan and welcome to my October TBR. I say it every month, but I cannot believe it is the month that it is. I cannot believe it's already October and we only have 3 months left in the year. That makes me a little worried because I have a lot of books that I still want to read this year. So I will get a lot of it done in October. I am back to my strictly scheduled TBR. I've got 12 books here to talk about today. They're all grouped in little themes. Some of them are for reading vlogs, and I just think it's going to be a really good reading month. So let's go ahead and get into the books. The first 3 books that I want to read in October are Book of the Month books. I will be doing my next Book of the Month reading vlog. I ordered 3 books in my last box. The first one that I picked as my main pick is The Attic Child by Lola J. This is a historical fiction book with 2 separate timelines about 2 separate children who have been locked in the same attic, as far as I understand. Something like 75 years apart. I think their stories interweave and we find out why they are both being treated this way. Have not heard anyone talk about this book, but I was drawn in by the cover, super drawn in by the synopsis, and I'm hoping it's going to be an underrated gem in the historical fiction genre. Then I also went out on a limb and picked one of the add-on books that I also haven't heard anything about and isn't my typical genre, but I wanted to give it a try. It's The Most Likely Club by Alyssa Friedland. This is a contemporary book from what I understand on Goodreads. I think it says like women's fiction or whatever that stupid genre is. And it's about this group of friends who are at their high school reunion and they are trying to fulfill their most likely to superlatives that they were assigned in high school. I just think that's kind of a fun premise to compare characters to what they were given in high school, like most likely to succeed, etc. This should be a pretty quick and easy read. And then my second add-on I did last month is an older book, but one I've been meaning to get to for a long time. It's The Great Alone by Kristen Hanna. Another historical fiction. I believe this is set in Alaska. I don't know much else about it. I just know that I've really enjoyed Kristen Hanna books in the past, and this book is a lot of people's favorites by her, so there's no way I'm not going to read it. Another video that I want to do in October is a complete author backlist video, which is a series I do where if I haven't tried any books by an author but I want to read all of them, I will just binge them all at once, and I'm going to do that for Ashley Winstead in October. She currently has 3 books out and they are 3 very different books in genre and tone and everything, so I'm super excited to read all of them back to back. The first one she published is In My Dreams I Hold a Knife. This is your kind of typical dark academia murder mystery as far as I understand. A lot of people absolutely loved this book when it was first released, and then since then I've seen a lot of people reading it and saying it was overhyped, so we will see where my opinion stands. And then for her second book, she published a romance called Fool Me Once. Again, I've seen some people give this good reviews, but then other people didn't really vibe with the type of romance this is. It sounds like it has a lot of political undertones and talk about like environmentalism and things like that. I think I have a chance at liking this because I do like romances that have more to them. So maybe those political and environmental subplots are ones that I will connect to and enjoy. And then her latest release, the one that I am the most excited to try, is The Last Housewife. Sounds like this is a super dark, disturbing cult thriller. I've heard trigger warnings given for this book for sexual assault, so I definitely will be going in with a cautious mindset, but everyone who has been able to get through this book, I have seen nothing but raving reviews for it, so I'm so excited to get to it. And let's talk about this cover for a minute because that is one of the most beautiful covers I've seen this year for sure. Then I will continue with the binging and author theme, and I will be reading another one of Colleen Hoover's backlist series. I just put out a video on my channel reading her entire Hopeless series. I'll link that vlog in case you're curious, but I was pleasantly surprised by how much I enjoyed most of the books in that series. So now I want to try her Slammed series, which is Slammed, Point of Retreat, and This Girl. All of my covers are mismatching, but eventually I want to collect the new redesigned covers for this series. I believe this is her first ever written book and her first ever book series. I think it has to do with a slam poetry student falling in love with her instructor or something like that. Taboo, I haven't heard the greatest things, but I'm interested and hoping I'm pleasantly surprised. And then lastly, the last 3 books I want to get to are just generally spooky books that I think will be perfect for October. The first is The Woods Are Always Watching by Stephanie Perkins. I recently purchased this because I really enjoyed this author's other young adult slasher book called There's Someone Inside Your House. I was kind of an unpopular opinion because I really liked that book and it hasn't been getting the greatest reviews. This one also hasn't been getting the greatest reviews, so I'm hoping I'm the unpopular opinion again. But I think it's just going to be a really fast, quick, fun, young adult horror book that for sure gets me in the spooky October mood. I think it has to do with two teenage friends who get lost in the woods together. And then I have another young adult horror book called The Honeys by Ryan LaSala. I have no idea what the plot of this book is about, but I am obsessed with the cover. I have heard good reviews from some of my friends, and I think it's a queer young adult horror book, and that sounds like something I'm willing to give a try. And then the last book on my TBR I do not have a physical copy of yet, but it's The Weight of Blood by Tiffany D. Jackson. She is one of my favorite authors of all time. This is her newest release. It is a Carrie retelling, and it's gonna be a spooky and fun time. So those are all the books that I have currently on my TBR for October, hoping I can knock all of these out and then some. Please let me know if you have read any of the books on my TBR and what your thoughts were. Also let me know what books you have on your October TBR. Other than that, I don't have anything else, so thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in my next one.